Back in the days when I used to binge eat, I remember this time it was at evening and I was laying in bed and I felt this pain in my lower back. And the reason was simple. I just eaten an entire day's meal in one sitting. And when you eat so much food, you start to feel pain in your lower back if you had a back injury. So that's how I felt. So I'm laying there feeling disgusted with myself and just wondering like what went wrong with my life. I wasn't born like this. I wasn't born a binge eater. But for some reason now I can't even fix this. I can't even stop binge eating. So if you relate to that feeling of feeling frustrated with yourself and feeling ashamed of your eating behaviors, if you can relate to that, then this video is for you. Because I went from struggling with binge eating to now being in a position where not only have I stopped binge eating, but I now help men from all over the world who are struggling with this exact same challenge that you are facing right now. So I'm going to teach you one of the biggest steps that I need you to take if you want to stop binge eating. So before I tell you what that is, let me ask you a question. If you ever felt like really hungry, and then you're like, oh, I'm hungry, I need to eat, and then you start eating, then the next thing you remember is you are feeling bloated, you are feeling full because you have eaten so much food that is making it even hard for you to move. And you wonder, wait, how did you get here? Like, how did I go from feeling hungry to now eating too much food that I can't even move? And you felt like when you were eating, you weren't even focused on what you were eating, but you were just focusing on finishing what's on the plate. So even though you feel full, you just keep eating anyways until you feel bloated. So if you want to stop binge eating, what you need is you need to develop your mind, you need to develop the strength to stop eating when you feel full. And you should develop your mind in such a way that you can identify when you feel full or when you are about to feel full. Which is why this habit that I'm going to share with you is really going to be a game changer. Because if you do this correctly, you're going to be able to tell when you have eaten enough. Not only that, you're going to have the strength to stop eating. So it sounds a bit controversial. I mean, it sounds a bit weird because I've not really heard anyone tell binge eaters to do this because like no one thinks it works, at least from what I've seen. But it has been a game changer for me. It has helped me a lot, and I believe it's also going to help you. So next time when you wake up in the morning, before you do anything, I want you to sit down for 15 minutes and just do nothing. Literally sit down, focusing on your breath, taking deep breath out. Don't have any song in the background or anything. Just sit down alone with yourself, with your thoughts for 15 minutes a day. You should do this in the morning. Why? Because that's when you have the most energy, and that's where your mind is the most active. So that's where you are really going to get the biggest benefits for your actions. I guarantee you, after about 2 weeks, you're going to feel like a whole different person. Now, you might think, well, 2 weeks is a long time. Well, how much time have you spent binge eating already? And how much time do you want to spend binge eating? Because if doing this for at least 2 weeks increases the chance that you quit binge eating and you live the rest of your 10 years without binge eating, then I think it's worth it. And it's just 15 minutes a day. And before you know it, it's going to give you the strength to become a completely different person. If you think, well, blessing, who this work for me? Well, I'm literally telling you from experience. This has helped me a lot. And if you do it, it's going to help you. To what extent, I don't know. It depends on if you actually do it and if you commit. Do this for at least 2 weeks. Now, the goal of this is for you to just keep doing it forever because the benefits they just keep increasing, they keep increasing. But do this for at least 2 weeks and tell me how it feels. Now, if you do this correctly, it's going to give you the strength to stop eating when you're full. And you're like, well, how much food do I need to eat? Or how do I know when I'm full if I do not track calories? Or you can watch this video right here where I'm going to teach you exactly how to eat so that you can stop binge eating for good. So if you combine these two together, it's going to skyrocket your progress. Just check that out.